Kerri and Tommy will launch in just a second to brighten your day. With CommBank Yellow, you get discounts and exclusive experiences, more recognition for you, and benefits for your business too. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
It's the one and only
Kerri Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Kerri and Tommy.
Yeah, welcome to another big podcast. How are we today, guys?
Limba.
Are you? It's not long till we hit the soils of South Africa.
Oh, the soils of South Africa. What happened to the accent there, Bickers?
Oh, was there an accent?
Oh,
Yeah, it sounded like you went vaguely South African.
I can't do any accent, you know that.
Hit the soils of South Africa.
If I tried the
that's
accent,
pretty
we'd
good,
be hitting
my
it.
boy?
Oi,
that-
not too
no,
bad,
that-
thanks, China.
Okay.
I was going to say, I feel like we'd be hitting the shores of India if I tried to do the accent, so I
Well,
think we
we'll just
won't.
have to do a marathon there so you can give that accent a whirl.
Imagine a marathon in India. How many people you'd have to navigate through?
Yeah, I guess
It'd
they'd
be
all
slow.
compete.
It'd be my speed.
Would they all compete, Kerri?
No, but I'm saying you'd have to go through them because it's hard to find an area that's not heavily populated.
No, there's regional India is one of the places that's quite high on my list.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's there?
Oh, like
Mountains.
Is that where the Himalayas
little forests? Himalayas.
start?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
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 You've
And they
got
go
no
down-
idea.
And then they go down because
Don't want to do a marathon there, I don't
Does
think.
it border Nepal? Is it Nepal,
Yeah, I think it
Pakistan,
goes
India?
into- yeah, I think something like that.
Anyway, bit of geography
Isn't
chat for
Nepal
you
where
Thursday.
the where Mount? No,
Everest.
is it Mount Everest? I was about to say something and
Well
feel
done.
really stupid.
And my favourite mountain, Annapurna.
Oh,
I wanna
is
go
that
to the base
is
camp.
that Death Mountain?
No,
No.
that's Aconcagua.
Oh, they've got fun names,
They
don't
do.
they?
Annapurna is the deadliest mountain in the world.
Wow.
Oh,
But the mountain of death is not actually
Oh.
the deadliest mountain.
Yeah, it's pretty
I was a
tricky,
bit
isn't
The
it?
confused
mountain
there. I was
of
like-
death is the deadliest mountain in South America.
Oh,
Which is
gosh.
nowhere near as deadly as any of the
You
ones.
can, to be
in
fair,
Nepal.
make any mountain deadly.
And then Pakistan had, that's true. That's very true. Pakistan has some K2s in Pakistan
Oh.
Well,
and
hopefully
kidnappings.
we stay safe.
Oh,
on
no,
our...
that's where the dude who, when he broke the, sorry, I know you're trying to move on. No, but I was just saying, where the guy who broke the 14 peaks, he summited all
The
of
record, yeah.
the 8,000 metre mountains. He broke the record. The only time he went incommunicado was in some of the regions in Pakistan because all the other ones he was live blogging and stuff like that.
Right.
And he decided it was too dangerous
Oh, wow.
because they do sometimes snatch.
Well, I'm hopeful that we will come back in one piece from our trip. But there is a trip that you'll absolutely come back in one piece from.
yeah. Oof.
The chance to go to Hayman Island.
Yep.
The chance to escape to paradise
Yep.
coming up later on the show. But up now, we chat to a very fond caller to our show, someone that has taken up a very beautiful place in our hearts.
Kerri and Tommy.
Across Australia, if you drive home, it is Kerri Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So we love all of our listeners
Yes.
on this show, and occasionally we become quite invested in our listeners' lives and them in our lives. And our next guest is a listener of ours who we care deeply about. It's Kerri Westwood, and we welcome her to the show. Welcome, Kerri.
Thank you so much.
Now, we first met you last year. You called through to the show when we were getting ready for me to run the Great Wall of China, and we were talking about brain cancer, and you shared the tragic news. It was a deeply moving conversation about how your beautiful daughter, Lauren, had passed away from brain cancer at the age of 17 in 2020 and how hard it had been because it was in lockdown at the time and you couldn't have a proper funeral. And it was one of those calls that really stayed with us. And we're really, really sorry for your loss. But you DM'd us when we were talking about the big five that we're going to
Yes.
do, and you said how strange and the way the world works that one of Lauren's big things she wanted to do was go on a safari.
Exactly.
And so we wanted to get you back in to talk a bit more about brain cancer, a bit more about Lauren and why safaris meant so much to her, and to find out how you're going. So thank you for coming
no
in today.
problems. Thank you for having us.
How you've got your daughter
Sophie
Sophie
here.
as well. Hey Sophie, how are you? How are you first of all?
I am good. Yeah, it's a tough road. Living with grief every day is tough, but you know, we do everything out of love, and yeah, we're doing well.
You've got such beautiful energy.
Oh, thank you.
You remind me of my mum.
Oh.
And I'm crying already because you gave us little bracelets and it's already made me cry. So I know we've just started. You've given us bracelets to say Team Lauren, and we will wear these on the run.
Yes.
And hopefully these the amount of tears I shed means another kilo down and I can run faster.
Can you take us back to when Lauren was first diagnosed? She was only 16 at the time, yeah?
She was 15 when she was diagnosed. So she'd been on a school trip to Paris, which was just a dream come true for her. Just, and when she came home from that trip, she just had written me this most beautiful card saying it was a dream come true. And I'm so grateful that we saved so hard to send her, and it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip. She was just so grateful. And when she came home, she was just so terribly sick, so headaches, and she couldn't get out of bed. And it was just, we took her straight to the hospital and they did an MRI and that was the first, time we noticed, and they said, we found a tumour and, we live in Geelong, so they raced us, by ambulance to the Royal Children's Hospital and, it was downhill from there.
Kerri,
Yeah.
how does, like when I was 15, I didn't take any news well. How did a young 15-year-old take the news that I've got one of the most serious medical conditions in the world?
Not good. Like we were sitting, we had to wait an emergency because, we'd gone in for an emergency MRI and we were sitting there and they're like, just wait for the doctor, because the doctor ordered it. We want to, the doctor's going to come back and talk to you. And I didn't, my gut feeling wasn't good. And when we got that news, we both just cried. We just cried. And then to make phone calls just to parents and to say, we're being rushed to the hospital, we're going to Melbourne Hospital, was beyond words. You cannot. And she just cried. Yeah. It was just heartbreaking.
How long was the fight for Lauren from diagnosis to when she passed away?
21 months. Oh my gosh. So 21 months. So
and what did that period of time look like for her and for you guys as a family?
So Lauren was the strongest person ever. She was stronger than all of us. She carried us all. She fought hard. And we just, during that time, we did little things, just local things, little trips to Torquay, to Woodend, just little things that she didn't want to travel far. We could have gone anywhere. She just wanted to stay close to hospitals, and after her first surgery, she lost all movement down her right side. So she had to learn to walk again, to use her right arm. But then as the illness went further, as she did, she learnt to walk, she learnt, movement in her right arm. But then as the tumour progressed and the cancer got worse, she couldn't walk. She couldn't use her right hand. She managed to use her left hand as best she could. She hated that she had to use a wheelchair. What would people say if they saw me? It was, yeah.
How hard is that? Like, what was that like for you as a mum? Because I guess you oscillate between wanting to be strong and appear like you've got this. And it's all okay when you're crumbling inside, but also having the ability to allow her to realise the seriousness of it as well.
Exactly. And to do things, you need to be able to use a wheelchair. If we just want to go to the shops, we need to be able to just hop in. But as time went on, she got used to it. And I was looking through photos last night and there was a photo of her at the supermarket with the trolleys that hooked onto the wheelchair, and that just gave her a bit more freedom to, we could go and she was a part of it, where before she wanted to stay at home and, You know?
How do you going from having a perfectly well 15-year-old daughter in that short time to watching her deteriorate in front of you?
It was tough. It was so tough. And to ask her those deep, deep questions that no one should have to ask their child. What sort of funeral do you want? No one should have to ask that. No one. It's bad enough asking an adult, a parent, a grandparent that. But your child? No way. You know, and that's what makes me so angry about brain cancer. It's such an insidious disease. It takes so many beautiful people away from us. And more needs to be done. One of the conversations we had was, what was Lauren's bucket list going to be? She knew she couldn't complete a bucket list. There was no way. But we wrote a bucket list so her friends could do her bucket list.
Oh, what a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah. So, and that's where on her bucket list was to go on safari to Africa.
What was it about Africa that drew her?
Elephants.
You've brought in an elephant.
I brought her Teddy Stomps, who she got when she was 3.
Oh, that's from when she was little.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That was her. That was her Teddy that went everywhere. That even when she was, you know, going in for MRIs, he came with us. So Lauren always wanted to, when she was little and we went to the zoo, it was always to see the elephants first. So she always wanted to go on safari. And I was actually invited to go on to a safari to Kenya 2 years ago maybe. And we went to Kenya and me and a friend, and the whole safari trip, all we wanted to do was see elephants.
An elephant.
And on the last day, I was the first one to see the elephants, and I'm pointing out elephants. And everyone on our group, because they knew my story and why we were doing it, everyone was crying. And then during the safari, we're driving around, we're seeing the elephants, and it was just, you know, the mother elephants and their babies, and it was the most beautiful thing. Our four-wheel drive got a flat tyre. No one else did. We did. And we were stuck in the middle of all these elephants. And it was just amazing. And they got out and fixed the tyre, and we're just sitting there, and we got an extra hour just with these elephants.
Are you glad you stabbed a hole in that tyre?
Definitely. They never knew.
Well, there's something about just seeing a toy that was once owned by a 3-year-old little girl. I mean, I've got a little girl myself. It stops it, you know, we never met Lauren, and it stops it from being the idea of a person to seeing, you know, the representation of a child, which is their teddy and their toy.
Yeah.
That makes you just, it's heartbreaking seeing that. I mean, it's beautiful that you carry
know,
it everywhere, but
I
it must
know.
be so hard for you even to.
It's so...
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking, but then when I take him and I catch up with her friends, and they're like, Stomps, and they all hug him, and it's all a piece of Lauren.
Yeah. Well, we want to take a piece of Lauren with us to the Big 5. So we're going to take a picture of Lauren, and we're going to carry it in our pocket on the run. And we're doing this, you know, run to try and find a cure, but in memory of everybody that's lost their lives. And we're so sorry that everything that you've been through. But Lauren will be with us, not in the way she would have liked to have been on safari, but with us nonetheless.
She'd be so proud that her name is being spoken of, and we wanted her legacy to live large. And just to talk about Lauren.
And hopefully it means we don't have to have more of these conversations in the future.
I hope so. I hope we don't.
And if we see an elephant, we'll try and take a photo of Lauren and the elephant without being eaten alive by any of the animals.
Yeah, please don't.
Kerri, all the best with everything.
Thank you
You're such
so
a
much.
beautiful,
Thank you.
sunny person despite everything you've been through. I can't imagine the pain you live with every day. So thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. And, yeah, we're thinking of you, Lauren.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kerri and Tommy. Kerri and Tommy.
Right around the country for your drive home. It's Kerri Bickmore and Tommy Little.
What is the difference between chatting about somebody and, sorry, producer Sammy needed to grab some chips, and gossiping?
I would say it's not nice. I think it's a difference. I think if Jessie and I are chatting and we go, hey, isn't Bicker's just lovely? She's the best. She lights everyone up around her. And then if we were chatting, and I wouldn't say this, but this bitch over here would, if he was going, oh my God, did you see what Kerri was wearing today? She looked like a mole.
Okay, so the reason I asked this is because I was talking to my daughter and we were talking about friendships, and I was telling her about, that gossiping's not a good thing. And then I was speaking about other people unkindly is not a good thing. And then she said, what's the difference between gossiping and what you and your friends do around the dining table? And then I said,
Nothing.
before you
starts
think
at
we're
home.
doing something bad, she said, when you might be talking about another friend, what's the difference? When does it become gossiping? And I thought it's a really interesting thing because I might be hanging out with you and quite genuinely, I'm producer Belle here. I might say, what's going on with Belle? She's like been in a bad mood and she seems not herself and she's not. That's speaking negatively about her, but genuinely wondering what's going on for Belle.
But I don't think that is speaking negatively about her. I think you're saying that she's not normally in a bad mood and there might be something wrong and so you're concerned. I reckon if you went, Belle's a moody.
Okay, you keep putting on this accent like it's only women. Well, are women the only ones that gossip?
No, gay man.
Straight men don't gossip. So what happens when you talk about your mates and you're having a little whinge about them? Is that not gossiping?
That's interesting. What's the difference
you
between
do
whinging
often.
and gossiping? I do that a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a gay man.
It's not been the conversation.
Oh, that's weird. What a strange way to find out.
Like if somebody's doing something you don't like and you're like, I don't know why she was like that, blah, 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 and you're complaining with another girlfriend about it. Is that you gossiping about somebody?
Doesn't gossip have a little bit of a thrill to your voice about it?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
you won't believe.
Yeah,
So
you'll
is it
never
more when you
believe.
hear information you're not meant to hear maybe about somebody?
Yeah, maybe.
Because actually, gossip doesn't have to be harmful because it could be, oh my God, did you hear
Stop putting that voice on.
Kerri hooked up with Shenagua?
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Way to go back
Shenagua,
to
her
the
or
well.
him?
You tell us.
Choose
Well,
your own
I was about
adventure,
to say,
babes.
well, Shenagua, what's their name?
Oh, my God, she doesn't even know their name.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation. What do you think, Belle?
I think that similar to what Tommy was saying, I think if you are discussing someone's movements or something that you're concerned about with them that might be negative, it's chatting about them if the intention is good. If you are then working towards, like if your discussion with that friend is then working towards how you can best support
resolution.
a friend, if there's a resolution, if there's some sort of...
Okay, think about half your conversation, Bill. When
Oh,
you're talking
I'm not
about other
saying I don't
people. Are you
gossip.
always thinking about resolution?
I am putting my hand up and saying I gossip.
Because they say gossip is
But
actually
I'm
quite
also
good
putting
for
my
you.
hand up and saying I chat about my friends.
Yeah.
Too.
And you think the line is when you're
I think
having a bitch about them versus
Yeah,
when you're
not
constructively
looking
talking about
for
them.
a constructive
Okay.
outcome for that friend and how you can support them to get there. If you're just not being nice about them and
I think
getting
the
it off
real
your chest,
question here is, Kerri, do you honestly believe that what your daughter witnesses around your dinner table or with your friends, maybe you guys are just gossips?
No, I don't think. Sorry, I think everyone's got a bit of gossip in them. And I was reading a thing the other day that apparently gossiping is quite good for you. It's good to get it out. But I don't think. I think the older I get, the less I gossip because I'm much more frank. I'll often say to my friends exactly how I feel rather than gossip about them. But I do think I often talk about other friends with friends, but we're not like whinging about them. We're just trying to work out what
Aren't
the hell
ya?
is going on about them.
But aren't you?
I mean, I guess sometimes if we don't like something they've done, but not really. Like, I only have people that I like in my life now. If I don't like them, they're kind of gone.
Yeah, but you only care about, like, people you like can still do things you don't like.
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
mean
true.
you don't
That is
like
true.
them. You accept that people are
I
fallible.
complain about you quite a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Carri and Tommy.
Across Australia, if you drive home, it's Kerri Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So a few weeks ago, I finished the book Not Onyx Storm, which I thought it was. Fourth Wing that you gave us all here in the office, and I took a long time to read it. I didn't think I'd be into it.
Wonderful.
And then I ended up sobbing at the end, and it completely and utterly changed my outlook on the world, my outlook on how I think about myself, what I want for myself. And I was thanking you a few weeks ago for bringing it into my world, because I think it may have changed me, and let's not be too dramatic, but just slightly altered my view of myself and the world forever. And it was all from a book.
And that's good.
And
Yeah.
And it was all from a book.
Because you didn't. When
that was
I asked
fantasy, and I don't like fantasy.
When I asked you how has it changed you, you said, and I quote, "Mind your own business."
I think I said it's none of your business. Same, I guess.
made her more
but I've
assertive.
read lots of books about, how to change your brain and rewiring your brain, and I've read books on everything you could possibly want, but this wasn't the aim of the book, but yet that's the impact it's had on me.
And how are you enjoying Iron Flame, the second book in the
I
series?
haven't started yet.
Yeah,
I think I'm a
that's
bit
what it's
scared
done.
to start. No, I think I want to sit in the glow of the
sure.
first book for a little bit. And
Sure.
I think I might read something totally different and then experience it, like almost wait a little while.
I would
As
not be
if.
out
No
away.
way.
You don't reckon?
No.
Isn't it? Yeah, don't you want to just go straight to the
No,
next
I
one?
do, but I
Mainline the
kind of
whole
like
series.
punishing myself a bit. Make me wait. you
That's
know?
how this book
Changed you.
has really changed you.
Anyway, then we started talking about books that have changed your life, and you talked about a card counting book that you read, and you went on to want to become a card counter until you found out you were colourblind, and that led you to do the arts that you're in now.
The heart.
The arts. Producer Zoe, what was a book that changed your life?
I read it's a biography because
Yeah.
I quite like nonfiction.
Me too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Happiest Man on Earth by Eddie
Oh,
Jacko.
yeah.
Oh,
I remember hearing about it. I refused to read it because it was so popular, which is knobby anyway. But I finally read it, and it genuinely changed my
Oh my
perspective
God.
on things.
So you've joined the show too late
Oh no!
because we had him
Yeah.
on.
You
yeah.
did not.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He is amazing. He's incredible.
Go back on the listener app. You can hear it on
From
podcast.
2020,
I'll be there.
where it was.
He would
What
write
was
it-
it about him? So often, and this is what I'm wondering with this book I've just read, how long I'll be able to stay with the feeling I have about it, right? Do you still think of the things he said in
Yes.
that book in your everyday life?
Yes, I read the book years ago. And
For
I
those who
still
don't
think
know,
about it.
Holocaust survivor.
Yes, he was a Holocaust survivor,
Yes.
and he recounted his story and his experiences. And almost every chapter, he would describe the most harrowing thing you could imagine, and then go, "But this is what I learned from it," or "But that's how I met my wife," or "But," and he just had a positive outlook on every little thing, and it just made you go, "Geez."
So what does it make you do in your life?
I think if I'm feeling super down on something, I think, but what am I getting from this? What am I learning from this? What's the lesson? What's the upside?
Yeah,
which
great.
is such a powerful thing, and
Of
especially
course.
when you've got such mundane problems compared to a literal war survivor.
Yes.
It's just I thought it was incredible.
Is that easier to say than do?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
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 What about you, Jezzy?
Oh, well, look, I was wondering if you guys were going to take, so books are great. Movies are good too.
Movies are good.
Would you take a movie?
Is there a
one
movie that
comes
you
from the
think's
other.
changed your
I
world?
hope it's a book adaptation.
Have you heard of Die Hard? No, it's not. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you
Yeah.
guys seen that
I've
movie?
heard of that. What is
Yeah.
that?
It
So-
rocked my brain.
Great. It's a bit of a mind-bending film, but it's kind of not at the same time. So, American-Chinese family, really mundane. They run a laundromat. Then the wife is stressed out, and she ends up becoming the person who can save the world, and the person who's going to destroy the world is her daughter. Anyway, there's a lot happening in the movie.
There's a lot happening.
There's heaps happening, but what I love in it is that the idea that everything matters, also nothing matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the husband in that film is so delightful and sweet. He makes every little mundane moment fun. So
Aww.
he gets googly sticky eyes, right? And to just for a lull, just to make everybody around him laugh, he'll put the little sticky eyes like on the fridge or like on somewhere that makes a little face. So all those little
Yes.
mundane things, I do that with my daughter now, just trying to make every little like we can make a fun game or a silly song out of just about everything, I reckon. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Jezzy.
But sorry, Jezzy,
That's
it is
making
about
it
books.
emotional.
So,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry, not a book.
sorry, not
No, not a
included.
book, sorry.
That does count.
Heartwarming, but sorry, not included.
Carrie and Tommy.
Yeah, that is where you're at for your Wednesday afternoon. And coming up soon, we're going to tell you how you can win a trip for two to Hayman Island, all thanks to the Intercontinental Hayman Great Barrier Reef and Snooze.
I think they should rename baby wipes. Because I carry baby
Just
wipes. Yeah, I carry baby wipes in my bag at all times, even though I don't have a baby anymore, because my children are just walking cesspits of muck. But I'm looking across at you now. So lots of times in the last few days, people have asked me if I had a tissue or a wipe, and I've provided it to them because mums have everything in their bags. And I'm looking at you right now. You need one. I think baby wipes might be a staple everybody needs.
I might be breaking a bit of a trust boundary here, but I have female friends of mine who carry baby wipes at all times because if they're out, that's what they use instead of toilet paper.
So maybe
and it also means if they meet
they
a guy,
also
they
sometimes
get home
use it to
Yes.
yeah. Anyway, so all I'm saying is rename them. What could we call them?
Vagina wipes.
No, but you're not using them now. You would love them for
Oh,
your
making
hands.
a baby wipes.
That's not bad.
Right
Free
now,
baby
you
wipe.
need them for your post-grilled dinner wipes.
Hand wipes.
Lunch wipes.
Lunch wipes.
About to eat wipes. That does
Yeah.
all of it.
Yes. Mess be gone.
Mess be gone. Great. Mess be gone. That's a great name for
Sometimes
wipes.
A bit of mess is fun.
Carrie and Tommy.
Right around the country for your drive home, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because we were speaking earlier in the day and I mentioned an old story to you of travelling around filming stories when I used to work at the project.
Yes.
And I have another one that I realised I haven't told you. And I don't think this bit of it ever went to air. So there was a promotion, and it may still be running. It was an awesome promotion that Northern Territory did, the $1 Million Fish, right? And they'd tag barramundi, and for fishing season, it was to attract tourists. You would go and you would try and find this catch,
awesome.
barra, and there's different money amounts. It's
like
think,
finding the Willy Wonka golden
that's
ticket.
exactly what it is. Actually, because it went off last year. Yes, to that gorgeous young Indigenous
right.
kid. Yes. Anyway, I went years ago to try and meet some people who were trying to find the $1 Million Fish and do a spot of
So it
fishing.
doesn't always go off every year
That
because
was-
sometimes it's never caught.
So there were smaller amounts as well.
Right.
But the $1 million had never gone off
Right.
before. And this was years ago in one of the first years that they'd done the competition. And so I went up there and one of the blokes I met was a Japanese-born dude who was like a local celebrity and super keen fisherman. His name's Hiro. And here's just a little bit of him from the start of the package.
Hi, Tommy.
How are you?
Good.
Do you mind if I jump on?
Yeah.
Have you ever got stuck out here with the water?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
So I waded through water
Yeah.
this deep.
So that was him saying he waded through like waist deep water, which was actually where we went fishing. Now, I was on the road with English cameraman who you know, Pez, beautiful Pez, and Pez was sweating so much up in the Northern Territory. Like it's a pasty
More than you, because you
Englishman.
like a sweat.
I love a sweat. He was sweating. And Hiro, as you can pick up from that, English is not his strongest point. It is his second language. And it's me and Pez and Hiro. And we're walking out to go fishing for barramundi. And there are all these signs that are saying, beware of crocodiles, right? And we're just walking straight past the signs into like the
Oh my
mangroves
God.
and swamp kind of land. And Pez starts doing his dacks and he goes, Tommy, this feels dangerous. Is this dangerous, Tommy? And I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. Me not knowing. And me occasionally going, Hiro, is this fine? And him just going, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Pez is just like, Tommy, I'm not sure about this. It feels dangerous.
Pez sounds a lot like Rod Stewart.
He does. He does. My English accents are very similar. Tommy, is this dangerous? And then we get out there and we're in waist-deep water, waist-deep brown water, fishing for barramundi.
bad.
And Hiro tells me at that point that this was the place where he stood on a stingray.
Oh.
Right. And I said, what happened? Was it painful? He said it was so painful. And then he lifts up and he's wearing these like gumboots, right? And he lifts up and he shows me he's wearing the same gumboots and it pierced through the gumboots into his foot and he's just patched up the gumboots and he's wearing the same gumboots. Oh. And I said, Hiro, I'd heard that if you get stung again, and he goes, it will kill me.
Will it?
Yes, there's a thing
Like
with
like
there's
a
something
reaction.
to do. Yeah, something to do with stingray venom that after you get stung once, it's even worse if you get stung again.
God.
And so you've got to be really careful. And I said, but it was this same spot. And he goes, yes. And so then we stood there in like Westwood fishing. And
So scared of the crocs and the stingrays.
well, he said that it was fine. The crocs were fine. Like it wasn't a worry. And then the next fisherman we went and saw, he was an ex-AFL player. And he goes, oh, who else have you chatted to? And I said, oh, Hiro. And he goes, Hiro? And I said, yeah. And he goes, did you go fishing with Hiro?
Oh, my God.
And I said, yeah. And he goes, where? And I told him, and he just started shaking his head. And he goes, that bloke is going to die one day. And I said, what? And he goes, where you went fishing, there are so many crocs. And he goes, please don't tell me you were in the water. And I said, we were in like waist-deep water.
Poor
and he
Pez. Pez didn't want to be there.
Pez is just like, we couldn't use the shot because Pez was shaking with the camera. And he's like, I told you it was dangerous. I told you it was dangerous.
Kerri and Tommy. Kerri and Tommy.
The Wednesday Arvo, it is Kerri Bickmore and Tommy Little for the drive home.
Intercontinental Hayman Great Barrier Reef is the ultimate escape for adventurers, dreamers, and those celebrating life's biggest milestones. It's a sanctuary where time slows down and life's best moments are crafted to perfection.
Escape to paradise.
If I could escape, those would be the best memories.
With Kerri and Tommy.
Bye.
How good is this? Return flights for 2 to Hayman Island, 3 nights accommodation at the Intercontinental Hayman Great Barrier Reef, breakfast daily, luxury boat transfers to and from Hayman Island, and $200 resort credit. Plus, there's heaps more to this trip as well. Now, yesterday on the show, Conan won the trip, but he hasn't told his wife, Lisa, about it yet. So we thought it might be a bit of fun to do it live on air. So, Kerri, we've got Conan on the line right now.
Hey, Conan, it's Kerri. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Now, we've got you on the line now. When you hear Lisa answer, we're going to stay out of it and you tell her the good news. And once you've celebrated with her, we'll jump in.
No worries.
All right.
Hello, Lisa speaking.
It's me.
Oh, hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
So you know how I told you about that holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to find babysitters for the kids. Don't swear because you're on air too.
You're on air with us, Lisa. You're coming. You're escaping to paradise with us to Hayman Island.
Oh, my gosh.
Lisa, did you think he was any chance of winning?
Oh, look, nothing surprises me with my husband. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's sweet. What?
Yeah, that's a nervous laugh if ever I've heard it.
And did he tell you, Lisa, how much did he tell you about the holiday?
Not really much. Not really much.
So it's a nude on the beach holiday. So
Of course it is.
we all get there, and then you just derobe
And then
at the
keys
start.
in the bowl.
Yeah.
They're the only ones he would apply for to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it means you can travel light, though.
Yes.
Exactly.
Carry on.
Exactly. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh,
Nah,
you're a classic.
It's just 3 days in paradise, Lisa. You'll have the best time.
Yeah. Oh look, I think we've truly deserved it. So it's been a full-on last couple of years. So it would be great.
Yeah, we've heard you've been to hell and back with your little one.
Yeah.
Is she going okay now?
Oh, 100%. Like totally worth it. And yeah, it's just. I wouldn't change it if in a lifetime. So yeah, it's been amazing. So it's really good. You're so funny, Conan. Oh my gosh.
What did you think?
I just do these random things all the time. I enter comms and I say to her, we might be in a chance. There was like a time before where we could have won, money years ago. And she's like, oh my God, could you imagine? But we never win. But then obviously we won today. So it's paid off.
Hilarious.
You got to be in it to win it.
That's right.
Well, if you want to put yourself in with a chance to win it, we've got another trip to give away tomorrow. So make sure you're listening tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. It's all thanks to the Snooze end of financial year sale. It's on now. Save up to 40% off selected bed frames. Plus, for a limited time only, take an extra 10% off selected bed frames on already reduced prices. Hurry, sale is on now.
Kerri and Tommy.
Nothing better than working out if something's normal than
Yeah.
to bring it on air to the nation and
Yes.
let the nation decide if it's normal. We were talking about a Metamucil ad that you remember.
Which I remember old people riding bikes with confidence. And Kerri, can you please tell the people what you
Anyway,
then
we
found
ended
out?
up in a big chat about whether there ever was a Metamucil ad, and then we Googled it, and Metamucil apparently is great for cyclists because it keeps you regular and helps with constipation,
And
which is an issue for cyclists.
It would make sense that there was old people on bikes with confidence.
On their ads.
Yes.
Anyway, then we went off air, and producer Sammy said, I have been taking Metamucil since from the age of, what did you say?
It would have been the year before year one. Preschool.
So for when you were 5 to when did you stop
Till
taking?
probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Why?
Why did I start or why did I stop?
All of it.
Well, I had bowel issues when I was a baby.
Like you couldn't poo?
Couldn't. I was constipated all the time.
Oh.
And so like I would be crying apparently in like
Yeah, because
preschool.
it's so distressing.
Yeah. And then
Oh.
eventually my mum got me onto Metamucil, psyllium fibre.
And it got you kept
orange
you regular.
flavour.
But
Yeah.
why did you not, as you got older, just progress to putting psyllium on, or is it that's just all it is?
That's all it is. It's just psyllium fibre.
Ah.
But then I saw a homeopath.
If this is
for
too,
some other-
if this is too personal,
No, it's
don't-
not. It's
okay.
fine. Because I thought it was quite like heaps of people take.
Well, a lot of
Metamucil.
people are constipated as adults.
Just
yes.
trying to look after you.
But I think what happened was because I got so used to it and my mum never questioned it, that
So you
when I
just
actually
kept
became an
taking it.
adult and actually started eating good, healthy food, veggies and all that type of stuff, that I could actually get enough diet in my fibre
Get
in my
fibre
diet.
in your diet without
anyway.
needing it.
But it just became a thing that mum and I would do before bed. We'd cheers to a Metamucil.
You
glass
and
of
your
Metamucil.
mum would
Yeah.
do it before bed.
Yeah.
That is the cutest thing.
It is so sweet.
And then eventually I saw a homeopath just for some like head stuff. And they were like, why do you take Metamucil every night? You shouldn't be doing that because you become reliant on having that much fibre when your
After
body doesn't
30
need it.
years of doing it.
Yeah.
How was the weaning off process? Did you get withdrawals?
I did miss it for a bit, and I have some emergencies stashed away, some like little sachets stashed away when I really need it.
Just in case it's been a few days.
Yeah, just in case I'm really
champing at the bit.
Oh, well, that all sounds very normal.
Yeah.
It's not weird at all.
Great, that's good to normalise.
What do your mum and do now before bed, now that you can't have your Metamucil? What?
Can't ask that.
Kerri and Tommy.
It's Kerri Bigmore and Tommy Little.
G'day, the guys want to know. They'd like to check in. It's Kerri and Tommy's. What do you reckon? Reckon.
We have the youngest producer in the team, young Zoe here. What is your question you have for today?
Who do you reckon?
Ooh.
Musical artists with the highest net worth globally.
Rihanna.
So
Yeah.
I've got the top 10.
Are we only going on earnings from their music?
I'll tell you, we are going for, I wrote it down so I wouldn't get it wrong. These following artists have the highest network according to Forbes. The artists are listed based on the nominal figure of their most recently available estimation.
So it's everything that they sell.
Yes.
So I reckon
you're right.
Rihanna.
Rihanna, and I reckon Dr. Dre number 2, because I feel like he became a billionaire when he sold Beats.
Ah. So not.
I think Jay-Z is probably pretty high up there as well
'Cause he
because he's got
produces,
Rockefeller
yep.
Records.
Taylor would be up there.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah,
Tay-Tay.
but that would be from sales of concert and music.
Oh, Selena Gomez would technically be up there too.
Because that's right, because her beauty company was worth billions. But
2
then,
or something.
yeah, interesting.
So who are we missing? We've got, I reckon.
What
I
are we
put
going
Jay-Z.
with first? Are we going with
I think Riri number 1.
Riri number 1,
Oh.
then Selena, or then Dre?
I think then.
Then Jay-Z.
I just don't know.
Because Jay-Z.
I just don't know with someone like Taylor. Does she have a business hustle on the side? Because I think with all these other ones,
Yes,
their
they
business
don't.
is bigger than
Yes,
their music.
I agree. So maybe Taylor would be down a bit.
Who else is?
Are we in the ballpark with any of these people?
Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
I feel like from memory when Taylor was touring here, she was
Eli's-
at 1.5 or 1.6 billion.
Okay.
And so Selena's like well north of 2. So
We've
is
got
Riri,
Eli's
all of them.
absolutely strutted in here.
I just want to throw a spanner in the mix for the two of you. So also think about who's actually written their music and who's going to collect their royalties, because Rihanna won't be collecting a thing.
Oh,
Yeah, but Rihanna doesn't even need her.
bitch.
Rihanna doesn't even need her music.
She's got the beauty company.
I thought Fenty was worth $4 billion or
Yeah,
something
we
stupid.
talked about this on the radio, the show the other day.
On the radio show.
Yeah, on the radio show. What about, is there any older artists that have been around for a while, like Michael Jackson
Does
or
an
something?
estate come into it?
Yeah.
Do you want the top 5?
Yeah.
Shall I start counting backwards? All right.
Hold on. Have we mentioned anyone yet that's
Yes.
the top number one?
You have mentioned number 1.
And which one of us had it right?
Then you have mentioned them in the top.
But they're not in the
They're-
right order.
Yeah, they're not in the right order.
I reckon just give us counting from 5 down to 1.
All right, 5. Jimmy Buffett. With a net worth of
Jimmy
$1 billion.
Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Come Monday, it'll be alright.
That's Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, I think so.
What
Jess.
are you talking about?
Has he
Why?
written a lot of music?
What's Jimmy
He's
Buffett
got a net worth of $1 billion.
Are you going off Google? Because ours is very wrong on there.
No.
What?
Remember it said that you were worth like squillions.
is it?
That's
Yeah.
Harry was worth nothing. They got us very
No, it was
confused.
$100,000.
Yeah.
She's done all right.
Nah. All right, well, number 4, Bruce Springsteen.
Hold on, I still can't get past Buffett. I
But
can
Jimmy
get
Buffett sounds
Springsteen.
like he might be quite old, so he might have
he's
had quite a
also
long time.
he's also a businessman.
Oh, is he Warren's brother?
Remember?
Yes.
Best-selling books. Yeah.
Oh, what books has he got? What are they? Everyone's Googling.
We are
apparently. That's why we've gone
fiercely.
quiet. We are on radio. We do need to keep talking.
Oh, he's got a chain of restaurants and hotels as well.
Oh, a
Jimmy
buffet.
Buffett?
He's
Is
also
he the
Buffet.
founder of the buffet?
Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville
Oh,
restaurant.
Margaritaville's sick.
Have you been there?
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
massive in the States.
And then
yeah.
now defunct
They're everywhere.
Cheeseburger in Paradise was a now defunct.
Okay,
chain.
good on you,
He's also
Jimmy.
dead.
Oh,
Moment
Just
of
Mistake.
important. Just important in case you're listening thinking, I want to be him. No.
okay.
No, he's
So
gone.
Jimmy,
All right.
then Bruce Springsteen. Yep.
with a $1.2 billion net worth.
Sorry, I should point out, if you're a devoted Jimmy Buffett fan, you'll know this, but his devoted fans are called parrot heads.
Whoa.
Oh,
cool.
they should be called all you can eaters.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, number 3, Rihanna.
Oh, not one though.
Not number 1.
So is there a man? Is Jay-Z 1 or 2?
Dre's higher than Jay-Z, surely.
Number 2 is Taylor Swift.
Oh,
$1.6 billion net worth.
Oh,
And number 1 is Jay-Z.
Oh.
Number 1, net worth of $2.5 billion. Dr. Dre does come down further in the list at number 8.
Oh,
what a good. Who do you reckon?
yeah, I reckon too.
Kerri and Tommy.
So you've heard of K-pop, but have you heard of AI pop?
No.
This is frightening, but also fascinating. So Timbaland has just signed, he's launched a new AI entertainment company. He's just signed his first AI artist.
How do you sign an AI artist?
Tata, Tay-Tay, Tata. Anyway, Tata is the AI artist that he has signed to his new label Stage Zero, and he said it's designed to blend human creativity with AI-based sounds to forge new music genres.
But how do you sign a AI?
I guess you just created
You have a
an
meeting
AI
with them
artist.
and go, like, are you going back and forth on commission?
Maybe.
Imagine if you didn't sign them.
I know.
How bad does the meeting have to go?
I know.
I just say no to you.
You built them and they've gone with Usher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember a few months ago, he was on a podcast and he was talking about how he finds new music artists to be really uninspiring and their music soulless at the moment. And he blamed at the time the election. I know, which is so funny.
Yeah.
They're soulless, but now let's get AI to do a better job of being soulful.
Yeah.
But he blamed the election. He's saying the world's divided. He says everything's discombobulated, which is the most brilliant word right now.
I
And
actually
he
think
said,
the world, I know there are often patches in the world which have been going in conflict for years, but I think generally speaking, this is actually the most united a lot of the world has been
Look, you and
about
Timberland
America.
are
oh,
divided.
I was about to say, have you been following what's happening in the news? I know you're not on the project
No,
anymore.
no.
but-
I know,
Oh,
but there are
about against
war-torn
America.
regions that wars have gone on for, hundreds of
But
years.
also, I know what you mean, as a world against one
yeah,
place.
yeah. When he's
Yes.
like, we're more divided than ever. I'm like, I think pretty much everybody thinks America's pretty stuffed.
Well,
at
he
the
said,
moment.
ain't no song right now, and you all got to admit it, that's grabbing you. We have no theme song for people's lives. And he thinks that AI pop and tatas.
Ta-ta and farewell.
Tatas. Does she have tatas?
Okay,
Is
she's
that what
a
they're
computer
called?
program.
Well, you can have whatever you want then, can't you?
No, you're a computer. What do you mean? What?
What do you mean? But she's still being created, isn't she?
But that's not a real person.
No, but you're creating them to look
Oh
a
my
certain
God.
way. If
Carrie's
you can,
falling in love with a robot.
Kerri and Tommy.
Driving you home from 3 till 6, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
I forgot how uncomfortable it is wearing a suit jacket. Imagine I'm wearing a suit jacket because we had to record something proper where I had to be a newsreader
Yes.
earlier today.
You're rocking a power suit.
And I'm
Vickers.
rocking a power suit, but it's so uncomfortable. Imagine your job having to wear a suit all day long.
Yeah,
Nah.
I will be happy if I never wear a suit again. But you did say something off air, which I don't take umbrage with. I don't care. But for the purpose of this, I'm shocked
Outraged.
and appalled.
Which was?
You said a suit is not flattering on a man, and I think, despite the level of discomfort, I think a well-fitted suit is schmicker.
I don't think I find suits on men hot. Like, for example, when a man suits up, it's for the nicest possible outfit he could wear. The same way when a woman wears a ball gown, it's often the nicest
It's a
possible
different
outfit.
suit, though.
Or court, different suit.
It's a fun game to
Ill-fitting.
play if you're driving past a courthouse on a races day and you have to guess races or courtroom. It's a fun game.
Or wedding.
Yeah, yep. Why'd you have to add stuff?
But I
do you
don't think black tie attire is that attractive on a woman either.
Oh, what about
a little black dress is an
That's not black tie. A little black dress is cute. That's cocktail. Black tie like ball gowns, I don't think is attractive. The same way I think men are hottest in a pair of jeans and a nice t-shirt.
So if you
more than they would be a suit.
You'd rather see Daniel Craig in a
I don't want to see
nice...
Daniel Craig in anything. I don't find him hot.
He's stunning.
No, this is you're
Pierce
asking
Brosnan.
me. Not Pierce Brosnan. He's okay.
He's okay. George Clooney.
George Clooney, I'd rather see in jeans and a nice crisp white tee than I would see in a suit.
Then in a tux.
Yeah,
George Clooney.
I swear.
But you'd also rather see a male than George, wouldn't you?
So a male in a nicely fitted suit would be hot. Women in suits are so hot. Men in suits,
I think you're just in your lesbianic phase.
No, I'm not. I think if you ask most women,
Which is great.
Belle, do you like a man in a suit? Do you think that's them at their hottest?
I sort of do, but I also really understand the attraction of jeans and a nice crisp white t-shirt.
Hang on, can I just ask a question about this? Because I feel like, and I'm not saying you're both guilty of it, but I feel like if you were going out to a nice dinner with your partner and he rocked up in jeans and a t-shirt, you'd be a little disappointed. And you've just said you find it the most hot.
No, I just want them to look their hottest for that dinner. For me, a jeans and a t-shirt would be fine. I don't need a man. I don't need to go to dinner with a man in a full suit.
So no, but if you've put a nice dress on and gone to a lot of effort and he rocks up in a jeans and a t-shirt, you're fine.
Yeah, because I want to be the star of the show.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie and Tommy love a good deal, and CommBank Yellow has plenty. Cashbacks, discounts, and exclusive deals. Just for banking with CommBank. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.